Hello everyone, this is Agent Matt and welcome back to the agency's YouTube series. Today is the big day that most of you subscribers have been waiting for, and that is my 60-second strategy that helped you make over $22,000 in one day. Now if you haven't seen that video, it is right over there, so please click on that image and you can watch it. There is proof that I actually did make $22,000 in one day. Before I start this video, I'd just like to apologize that this video took a little longer than usual to post. And that was because we had our hands tied up with Neo Squared, as it is a revolutionary software. If you have not seen our review on that, please click that image right over there so you can get it. And once again, please hit the subscribe image right above my box here so that way you can get more of these strategy videos, scam alerts, and other profitable tips. So if you're looking at the screen, you may see that we have updated our website slightly. There is a strategies tab here, and that it will hold all our software for the strategies we are developing. And right now there is only one, which is our 60-second Bollinger Band strategy, but there will be a lot more in the upcoming weeks, months, and even years. So the strategy is free for the first 24 hours, but if you miss the 24 hours, type in Agent Matt as your coupon code, all lowercase, and that'll give you 50% off this software. But if you miss all that, it is 49 euros. Now we have developed a software that goes along with this system, but you can do the system completely on your own. But the main thing is you need a chart to do it. So today we are using tradingview.com, and it is the weekend while I'm making this video. So currently the markets are not open, but we can still use it as a demonstration. So this is the USD JPY from earlier this week, and this strategy is very straightforward. So all we're going to need to do is add an indicator. So add that, and it'll have to be Bollinger Bands. Okay, so those just were added. Next, you have to format those, so right click on them up there, hit format, and change the standard deviation from 2 to 3. That is the only indicator we will be needing for this strategy, so let me explain what it does. Essentially, it is a containment system. Now, I'm not sure how many of you guys remember this curve from your math class days, but we set the Bollinger Bands at 3 standard deviations, which would be right here on these ends. So like I just said a moment ago, Bollinger Bands are a containment system, and they try to contain the price of your asset. So with 3 standard deviations, 99.8% of the time, the price will stay within those Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands are one of the best indicators for any strategy, and now that you understand what they mean, I'm going to discuss this strategy with you. So now here is one example that I found while scrolling through the USD JPY chart. And what we're looking for is either the price to cross above or cross below the Bollinger Bands, because that means it's out of the 99.8% mark, which means it is extremely likely for it to come back. Now there are a couple exceptions to this strategy, and I will discuss those later in the video. But right here's my example, and as you can see, the US JPY, it crosses over and closes. That is very important. It has to close on the other side of those Bollinger Bands. It can't just cross. So it closed, and we would put a 60-second put trade right here, and it was a very good profitable one. We could have taken a lot of other trades along this same path, and they all would have been profitable. Now let's see if we can find another example. All right, wow, that was pretty easy. So there's one right here on the US JPY again. And as you can see, it crosses over, closes over, and then a 60-second put trade right there. We're 2 for 2 so far, and that's just on the USD JPY. All right, so now this gives me a perfect time to discuss some of the exceptions. If there's a major trend occurring in the market, like right here, you can see that for a solid 10 minutes, it's just been trending hard downward. And what I use to know if it's trending downward is this middle line. If this middle line is too steep anywhere, like with all my other examples, it was relatively flat, but it started getting steep here. I recommend that you do not take a signal at this time because trends have a lot of momentum and they can keep going despite breaking the Bollinger Band lines. Now, here are a couple more examples that I found before I discuss the meat of this strategy. Right here, you can see it crossed once again. That was a strong dip down, but it crossed the Bollinger Bands, which means it has a 99.8% chance of returning to within the bands. Right here is one that I wish we could have taken, but it did not follow every aspect of our strategy, and that is important. To be profitable, you have to stick to the strategy, and yes, you will miss some trades. There will be some disappointments because you wanted to get in on a trade, and this trade would have won, yes, but it didn't stick to our strategy, so we should not and would not have taken it. Okay, so now the most important part of this strategy is actually when to trade it. Not just the criteria, but you need to know when to trade it. So we recommend that there's a moderate volume. It can't be too low because then there's not enough movement. In 60 seconds, you need some good movement. But if it's too high, then it can get extremely risky. You need to avoid trends, as I said earlier. Look at the middle bar on that Bollinger Band, and if there's a steep up or downwards trend, don't take the trade. Next, avoid market opens and closes because that brings in extra volume and new trends can develop. Lastly, avoid news releases because they disrupt the entire market. We are coming out with a news release strategy, so please hit the subscribe button so that way you can get it in the next upcoming weeks. Now, just a disclaimer, you will not be making $22,000 in your first day doing this. I have a lot of experience and have traded for a very long time. You need to manage your money appropriately. So now back at the agency, you can also see behind me how the software works and how it provides signals to you, but we highly recommend that you buy this software. It is free for the first day, and that is a promotional thing, but if you miss that first 24 hours of freeness, type in, when you hit add to cart, type in Agent Matt, and that'll give you 50% off, and that is simply just a thank you for watching our YouTube videos. We would also like to say that once you buy one of our strategies, every update we have for that strategy with new and better signal providing software, you will get that absolutely free because you bought the original software. And once again, this is in beta, so it is not perfect right now, but next week sometime I will post a 60-second 2.0 video where we updated the software. That concludes this video for today, and I want you guys to please email me directly at binaryoptionsagency@gmail.com or comment your successes below. I love to hear about them.